Alright guys, this is Jazz. I'm going to do a quick analysis on the indices, the main indices of the market. So you're looking at the Qs, the SPY, the IWM, and also going to be doing some gold analysis and Euro USD and the diamonds. So what you're looking at is basically the weekly charts, and the trend is mostly up in all the indices, right? So your NASDAQ is up, your S&P 500 is up, your Russell's up, your Dow is up, right? And gold is kind of in the sideways direction, and Euro USD actually broke out of this little consolidation area. So what I'm going to talk about this chart a little bit, and I'll show you something else where a lot of traders are thinking about shorting the market and calling it a crash or whatever they want to do, right? So let's zoom in into let's talk about the SPY first. Your SPY is in a beautiful uptrend, right? And at the end of the uptrend, what you're seeing is somewhat of a doji kind of candle, right? Indecision, broke out of this consolidation area and able to close above, which gives a confirmation buy, okay? Which gives a confirmation buy to the upside. And then again, you had a beautiful move around this week, and kind of indecision. There's a war going on between the bulls and the bears. They're trying to decide, okay, we need to go up or we need to go down. Bears are trying to push the prices down, the bulls are trying to push the prices up, and that's how the market psychology works. So we'll just have to wait and see how this the follow through of this candle works out, right? Again, the trend is up, and it's a bullish, definitely a bullish trend. Let's go into the week in the daily, and I pointed out, posted a chart on I believe it was a trading view or a stock twist or something about a hanging man formation, candle formation. So basically you have a real body. Let me zoom in real quick. You have a real body. You had it open, then it closed at the bottom, right? Then you had a lower shadow. So this real body is twice as long as this lower shadow, which makes it a textbook hanging man, okay? Hanging man happening at the uptrend, right? At the uptrend, it marks a reversal. But there are some other indicators you want to be taken in account. You want to be looking at if there's a resistance to the left of it. I don't see any resistance to the left of it. Can you trade off of it? Yes, but you got to look at your risk reward ratio. If you short it based on this, your stop is up, and if you shorted the low below this shadow, that's what you're risking. That's a lot of risk, right? And if you're risking that, you got to look to the left of it. Is there any support? Is there any demand? And this is where the demand is, right? You have demand here, then you have this resistance. Prior resistance can act as your new support. So you have to think if you're making the right decision. And I talk about this professional gap in here too. Yes, you can short it, but you have to think, what is your risk reward ratio? Or you just short a little small amount and see if this trade comes out to be a profitable trade. So let's say if you short it based on this candle, you probably want to be covering around 244, around that area. I think I put it in my comment in somewhere. So that's what I'm looking at this bi-weekly, okay? And I'm gonna show you something that will I don't want to make you guys take a trade. I mean, according to what I'm gonna say, again, everybody do your own homework, right? So you have Qs. Qs is actually a little bit interesting, right? You have a kind of like a high wave doji, right? Broke above this consolidation, are you able to close above, and you had a follow through to the upside, but you formed a, sometimes these can act as a bull trap or bear trap, right? Only because the prices go up, it traps all the bulls to the upside, and then what happens is stops them up, right? Because they think that, okay, you had a confirmation, let's go long, and once they go long, they're trapped, right? They're trapped by all the orders from the shorts, and they're, okay, shorts are like, let's short this because we trap all the bulls. And secondly, they're stopped out. If they went long right above this candle or right around this candle, their stop is maybe possibly in here. You could use a possible stop here, but that would be a really big stop on the upside, okay, if you're thinking of a bull side. But again, it all depends on your criteria of a trader, right? Are you a long-term trader? Are you a short-term? Or are you just a scalper or a day trader, right? So that's the basic kind of analysis. And the trend is up. Again, this is just doji, okay? Let's go into the daily. And daily had a huge Actually, this is a beautiful candle. If you look at it, it's a bearish engulfing, right? It's engulfing this whole real body along with the shadows too. Not only that, it's actually engulfing this, and engulfing this. It makes a really powerful bearish engulfing candle. But you gotta look at the trend to the outside. If you were to short this, where would you cover? There's a gap around here. I'm not gonna go into details about how you would kind of short it, where you the targets. I'm just trying to do a little bit of analysis where it can show you that this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so that's your Qs and IWM. Consolidation, huge lot of weekly worth of, I mean, talking about whole year of a consolidation, right? It's trying to go up, comes down, trying to go up, come down. And again, you know, this is, you could call, I wouldn't say a shooting star. You know, you don't want to see a, let me zoom in, you don't want to see that wick below, right? That's kind of like a little bigger wick. I would call a shooting star. Let me see if we can find one. I don't see one. I don't waste my time on here. So basically, this is a hammer, right? Opposite of this would have been a shooting star with a no wick at all. But there is a bearish pressure from the top. You know, coming prices are closing the bottom of it. Let's go into the daily chart and see. In fact, it's actually looking better. There's a bearish engulfing candle. You can trade off of that, but again, you got to see if there's resistance to the left of it, right? So you had a gap fill to this side. There's another little bit of a gap. Actually, this filled by this, but you have a support around this area. So if you were shorted on here, you would be covering right around 139.87 area. And again, this is all, the whole thing is also prior resistance acting as support. You know, there's support on support, on top of support. So, but again, do we have a follow through to the upside? I don't see that yet. You know, we'll see if there's a reversal forming in around this area. If there is, you know, possibly long to the upside, right? So as you can see, that what I'm getting into is, you know, if you guys got that already, Dow, I'm looking at the Dow now, right? If you look at the Dow, okay, if you look at the, let me maximize it, and upturn, higher highs and higher lows, beautiful, right? And going to the daily, and this is actually very solid, right? This is a solid formation. You know, broke out of this consolidation area, closed above, had a little doji, right? You know, again, this could have been a trap by the shorts, but that didn't work out for them. In fact, they were stopped out, right? The shorts were stopped out by this candle, and the prices are actually going up. Now let's go back, okay? Let's go back and see if you guys can get it, right? If you look at this, okay, you have to think, what is Dow, right? Dow is blue chip stocks. Does that make sense? Blue chip meaning the largest cap, the most expensive of the companies. You know, for instance, IBM, McDonald's, Apple, all these are huge, big companies, right? They are worldwide, right? So that's why the blue chip stocks are hard to bring down, right? These are the stocks that are not easily going to come down versus Russell, right? Russell is what? Russell is your small cap stock. These stocks are going to come down faster. The big institutions are going to unload IWM or the Russell, you know, like $5, $2, whatever, right? These are smallest cap of all the stocks. Maybe startups, right? These are the stocks that are gonna come down faster because they feel safer parking their money into long-term stocks. You know, if let's just say recession or, you know, depression comes up, whatever, these Dow stocks are going to be the last to come down. First, you're going to be your Russell, then NASDAQ, then possibly SPY, and then Dow, right? So by looking at that, you can tell the weakest is your IWM, right? Then you have your Qs, then your SPY, then the last, actually the strongest is your Dow. So look at the gold. Gold is actually kind of consolidating this area. I would like to see somewhat of a, actually there is tested the support again once, twice, third time. Possibly break above or right around this area, I would say 122, 121.98, and give another push and possibly to the push to 126 area, right, based on the weekly chart. And then you have a Euro USD, which is very interesting for the people who are trading the Forex market. And this is actually big. If you look at this, right, we're talking about 2 years of major consolidation and finally breaking out of it. How many times it tested this little support around here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6, 7, 8. I mean, you can keep on counting. It finally broke out of it, right? Finally broke out of this after forming this little flag and actually going to possibly even test this area right around here, right? This is a 1.2312, right around that area. There is no resistance, right? Again, you got to go into smaller time frames to see if there is more resistance, right? So this is actually very bullish. what I would like to see for it to come down to this area 1.14, and then possibly, you can initiate a trade or not, whatever. This is an educational video, but this is where I would like to see for it to fall back if you miss the boat, right? If you miss the boat, sometimes prices do come back, retest the prior resistance, not going to act as support. So again, you don't need indicators. All you can do is simply just follow the chart. And I'm gonna basically pause this, and if you are interested in watching the rest of the video, what I'm gonna show you is the critical point of the divergence on all these charts. You can go on onto my Facebook group, and this is where I will post it. Let me get that out real quick. And okay. All right, so let me get that out. So this is the Facebook group, facebook.com groups trend trader for. Again, this is totally free group, so don't freak out. Okay, this is where I'll post the rest of the analysis, and you can come check it out. And again, only reason I'm doing because the members in here, obviously they're loyal and they've been there, so I'd rather just post rest of the analysis there. Again, Facebook, or you can just search for trend trader for you, and rest of the analysis I'm going to talk about the divergence and maybe another thing. Okay, so I'll see you there, and if not, that's I believe this analysis is good enough where you can kind of give you a gauge of the market, right? All right, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.